Hi, I'm Steven, the calculator guy, and I'm a little bummed. I made like a 35-minute video of me making this calculator and sort of walking through the steps and how to do it and all that fun stuff. And then my recording program stopped recording like right in the middle of it and deleted the video. So on the bright side, you don't have to listen to me ramble for half an hour about making a calculator. But on the downside, if you wanted to listen to me ramble about making a calculator, you don't have that opportunity anymore. So this calculator is a Tomb strategy Comparooor. And what it does is it looks at different strategies you can utilize with Tomb Finance and sort of what the projected APY or APR is given constant prices. Now, this does not take into account Tomb or T-share price fluctuation. It just imagines the prices are constant and goes on into the future. If you're bullish on T-share, all of these would stay roughly the same in terms of like best strategy to worst strategy, or rather most profitable to least profitable. If T-share tanks, then it changes everything. So that's technically something that I should build into it, but I just wanted to go through like the basics of each one of these strategies. So this is all based off of my last video on Tomb Finance, where I mentioned there were some different strategies. So the first one that we're going to talk about is strategy number 1, using the Tomb Fantom pool to get T-shares, and then taking those T-shares and then throwing them into an auto compounder, presumably on Grim. So you can look at the strategy table here, right? In 20 days, you would have accumulated 0.104 T-share for a profit of $1,500 off of an initial investment of $10,000. So roughly that's like a 15% ROI, 20-day ROI, which is pretty good. So again, this is staking in Tomb Fantom, getting T-shares, and just throwing those T-shares into Grim Auto Compounder. Now, the strategy number 2 is doing the T-share Fantom LP, getting T-shares, and throwing those T-shares again into the Grim Auto Compounder. You're ending up with quite a bit more ROI. This looks like a 28% ROI over 20 days. It's really good. The third one is a really interesting strategy, but actually the least profitable, and that's taking Tomb Fantom to get T-shares, putting those T-shares into the T-share staking mechanism on Tomb, which accumulates Tomb as rewards, and then taking those Tombs and reinvesting them in the Tomb Fantom share. So again, you're staking in the Tomb Fantom LP and getting T-shares as rewards. You're then staking your T-shares on the Tomb Finance platform, and you're getting Tomb as rewards. And you're taking those Tomb and reinvesting them and adding more to the Tomb Fantom LP. So you're doing a full cycle, and then you're getting more T-share per day because your initial Tomb Fantom pool is increasing. I thought this would be awesome, but turns out it's the least profitable. You're looking at a, what's that, 13%, roughly 13% ROI over 20 days. And then the most profitable, though it's a really close between 2 and 4, is just auto compounding T-share. So just grabbing your T-share, throwing it into an auto compounder like Grim, and that's it. That's literally it. That's all you have to do. And that's the best. That is currently the best bang for your buck. So there you go. I worked through it, worked through the math. It was a lot of fun. It took me like an hour to do. Thought it was going to be a bit easier. So I'm pulling these live prices using a scraping script over here, which is just, you know, I take some of these, I don't know, I do that. I got this from someone else. It's a really cool thing you can do. So if you want to look at the strategy table, you definitely can. You know, you have each one of these days, and for strategy 1, we're looking at the amount of T-share that you would get accumulated over time, and the value that would be. And then if you let it auto compound, you would just add that value to this, and then take that new value plus the old value you'd get. I mean, you can trust the math. You can audit the math if you want to, but the math is as sound as it can be if you don't include like phantom gas fees. Okay, so this is a short video. I'm a little bit bummed, that you don't get to watch me make the calculator, because it was kind of fun to do that. But the short and skinny of it is that the current best strategy, if the price stays the same or the price increases, is simply auto compounding T-share. So where can you auto compound T-share? Let's just check. Let's look on Beefy. Let's look on Reaper. I believe the only place you can do it is Grim, but I could be wrong. Let's look at Grim, and then let's look at Yield Wolf. So also in the world of news, I plan on releasing all of my calculators that I make from here on forward to the public for free, now that my YouTube is monetized. So the more money I make, the more I can offer for no cost, which means I'm going to increase the value that I give to patrons. So I plan on bringing in some additional content creators, maybe even some people to help me answer questions there, some DeFi experts, and really trying to add value to my Patreon aside from just access to all my calculators and a few posts here and there. For what it's worth. Let's see, I just want to search for T-share. Okay, so this only has the Fantom T-share with an APY of 8,600, which is like 2,000% lower than the other ones. Unless it's been tanked by you guys who have aped into it. Here you can do the T-share masonry, and you're looking at 9.7 currently. Still 9.7. So this is, I think, the only place where you can auto compound T-share, which is really cool that they manipulate that for us. T-shares. Yeah. Okay. So the only place that I know of that you can do this strategy is on Grim, but we'll check Beefy, because Beefy is like the king, and Grim is a clone of Beefy, so maybe Beefy has it as well. Though almost unanimously, Beefy has has lower APYs than, oh cool, look, T-share Fantom, than Grim. So let's just look. Yeah. Okay, so Grim is the only place you can do this. So there we go. Sort of narrows it down. So you should understand the T-share masonry and how it works. So basically, you can only withdraw your T-share for a 2-hour period once every 36 hours, which is pretty important to know before you enter this particular pool. Now, there is no deposit fee and there's only a very small withdrawal fee. What you also have to know is that your deposit won't be staked until the end of the next unlock window. You see the next unlock window here is in 1 day and 4 hours. So you can sort of pontificate or think about this for a while. Maybe, you have a whole day to think about this, or you can look at this and see like when the next unlock window is. So let's say there's a next unlock window tomorrow plus 4 hours. Then there's a 2-hour period, which is the unlock window. Your funds will be staked at the end of that and then start accruing rewards. Now, interestingly, it says at the start of the unlock period, all rewards will be compounded, which is surprising because it means you're compounding once every 36 hours. So I went over here to the APR APY and did 460%, and I did 1.33 days. We're getting a compounding APY of 9.476, whereas Grim advertises 9.57, which makes me think it's like they're looking at 1 day compounding. But if you manually do it, then conceivably you could get much more, because you could get your tomb more frequently. But if it was 0.25, like you're increasing your APY semi-substantially over a year's time, right? But not over a short-term investment. So it's really up to you what you do. I like the ease of auto compounding, but I know a lot of people want just to maximize yield. And maximizing yield is always going to be manually compounding, but it is a chore for sure. So keep that in mind. Alright guys, that's pretty much it. So again, in terms of strategies, I added the APYs here just so you can see them, but the by far, well, not by far actually, the winner by a little bit is just basically auto-compounding T-share with the assumption that T-share stays at or above its current price. Next best is using the T-share Fantom pool and then using those rewards for T-share auto-compounding, followed by using the Tomb Fantom to put T-shares into T-share auto-compounding, and then finally the whole weird cycle thing, and that is a loser by a dramatic amount, unfortunately, because it is a cool strategy. So we have number 1 at almost 10,000%, number 2 at 9,600%, and then number 3 at a modest 5,200%, and then the last one with 1,178%. So interestingly, Strategy 2 and Strategy 4 are currently better than Olympus DAO. Now, that's not fun to Olympus DAO. I love Olympus DAO. I love I talk about them constantly. So don't take that as like a slight towards Ohm. Anything that's giving you thousands of % APY is an interesting protocol. However, this one is, I think, particularly interesting because while it is inflationary, and those inflationary rewards are being given to the stakers of T-share, which is increasing the demand for T-share, what is also happening is that there is a deflationary mechanism if the peg goes below Fantom. So other people have tried similar mechanisms and have failed. I'm wondering why this one is so successful, aside from the fact that it's backed by a literal billionaire. Who knows? So anyways, there are the strategies. Sort of anticlimactic that the best one is just auto-compounding T-share, but now you know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to join my Patreon, link is in the description. We do some cool stuff there. That's it. Have a wonderful rest of your day.